It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Friday. It's January 5th, and there are some snow showers showing up on the radar picture this morning. Expect snowfall on the radar at some point. Today, we're going to have a mix of rain and snow, and then just some drizzle, perhaps even a little bit of freezing drizzle as we head into this evening, too. But temperatures this morning, we're in the upper 20s. The snowflakes are flying, so expect that for your morning drive today. Here's the good news that I have for you as we round out the work week. This is going to be a very minimal impact event. Bridges and overpasses could be slick, especially while that winter weather is active. But other than that, I don't think we see big impacts on the road because by this afternoon, the temperature profile warms up enough that I think we transition over into just some cold rain. And also, the road temperatures are generally warm. So we're going to see a lot of melting initially, even though the snowflakes are flying. Roads a non-issue for most early today. The exception here may be down in our far southwestern counties and portions of northern Arkansas. In fact, the Boston Mountains, you folks have a winter weather advisory out until 8 p.m. tonight because higher elevation. So snowfall totals may be a bit higher for you. You may have a bit of a struggle warming that temperature up above the critical 32-degree point. Southwestern counties, areas southwest of Springfield, that's where we may have some bigger issues with the winter weather, but nobody's expecting a ton of snowfall here. In fact, I'm thinking maximum we have like 1.5 inches of snow, and that's in those highest elevations in the Boston Mountains with very little in the way of roadway impacts. But active weather ahead nonetheless. You're going to see the snowflakes flying. That makes for an exciting day, right? As you're out and about. Bundle up today. High temperatures will only warm into the upper 30s, going 37 for the high temperature forecast today. A wintry mix in the forecast through most of the day too. However, as I already mentioned, I think impacts will be very limited. I have to mention at least the potential for the slick places, especially bridges and overpasses. So slow it down early this morning if you think you're in a tricky spot. Overall, though, we are talking about the timing of this transitioning over into just some cold rain. I think in Springfield, that's probably going to happen around midday. We will see that rain snow mix show up. And then for a while, we could see a little bit of drizzle or freezing drizzle as well. That's as the temperatures drop again this evening. That window of time for that to happen is very low, but it's something to mention to you, especially if you have plans on this Friday evening. If you'll be out and about, there could be a few slick areas and maybe some slick, handrails and things like that if freezing drizzle does materialize. For others, I think we see that snowfall transition into some cold rain by about 3 p.m. For the Springfield area, anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snow is possible. But again, I think most of this on the roadways is going to go straight to melt, which is good news. Dreary skies are then going to stick with us as we get closer to Saturday. There could be an isolated wintry mix here as well. Widely scattered in nature. Freezing drizzle, maybe some snowflakes, probably some cold rain mixed in there as well as high temperatures once again stay in the upper 30s on Saturday. It will be a cold, cloudy day with some widely scattered wintry weather dotting the radar from time to time. By Sunday, the sunshine comes back out for us. Temperatures return to the low 40s there, so closer to normal by Sunday. That's going to be the day that you at least can get outside before our next winter weather system ramps up on the radar. That one on deck to arrive by Monday and Tuesday. The forecast plays out like this, though. Today, high temperature 37 in the Springfield area. I think we see a wintry mix on the radar pretty much all day long. You may have some lulls in the activity, but it should continue through this evening and even through tonight. Not a nice day to be out. By Saturday, we see temperatures warm a little bit, 39 for the high temperature forecast on Saturday. And by Sunday, we're back at 43. Low temperatures get chilly, though, through this time period. And this is all setting the stage for our next winter weather system that begins on Monday. Now, Monday, I have high temperatures that are going to be in the low 40s, about 40 degrees. And I think what we see, at least initially in the Ozarks, is a lot of rain. I mean, it could be heavy rain and some wind that comes with it on Monday too. Really not nice travel conditions out there on Monday. The winds will pick up. We have this upper level low that's going to be approaching the area, setting up for a major storm system across the central United States. Winds will be a big headline with this. And I think at least initially we get some heavy downpours too on Monday. There is still a question mark on the exact track of this storm, but at least right now, accumulating snow looks possible in the Ozarks. That would likely happen by Tuesday. And it's our northern counties that have the best shot at seeing accumulating snow here. This large snow system, though, is going to bring widespread, moderate precipitation and very gusty winds Monday into Tuesday night. There's about a 50% chance for minor impacts to happen on Tuesday, driven by the snow amount, and moderate impacts for the same area in our far northern counties. So exact details still a bit uncertain here, but this is going to come into play, or a bit of a clearer picture over the weekend, and I will have a very detailed forecast for you coming out on Monday, talking snowfall amounts. Right now, it does look like a few inches is going to be possible, but the best chance of seeing that will be north of I-44, central Missouri. That's going to be the better location. And some models are even indicating that the St. Louis area may have a better chance at the accumulating snowfall than us here in the Ozarks. So time will tell. If you want precision and accuracy, you got to be patient. Here's a look at the conditions, though, as we head into that storm system Monday and Tuesday. What I'm talking about is some impact here on the roadways, as well as the winds that are going to play into this as well. And again, the best chance for seeing some impact is going to be in our far northern counties. Kansas City area may be seeing some of those by Tuesday evening as well. It's a lot of the country that's seeing this more active pattern too. Light to moderate snowfall expected for portions of the southern and great central plains on Friday. Then snowfall for the mid-Atlantic to the northeast as we head into the weekend. That's going to be a big headline for you tomorrow. And then we see strong low pressure develop, move through the center part of the country. This is the storm I was referring to for the central U.S. that affects us next week. High winds, heavy rain, heavy snowfall for somebody. And we're just going to see a whole lot of winter weather here in the 7-day forecast. So those of you that were waiting on it and wishing for it for that warm December, welcome to January. Things have changed for us in a big way. All right, here's a look at that around the Ozarks wake up weather brain twister question for the day. Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by which group of animals? The options were A, alpacas, B, deer, C, foxes, or D, rabbits. If you guessed D, rabbits, you are correct. This may be the first rabbit attack I have heard of. A horde of bunnies. It's referred to as the Great Bunny Attack of 1807. Wow, this is kind of a crazy story. Of course, Napoleon, known for defeating his enemies, but not when they're rabbits. They won this one, and he ended up fleeing by carriage. This was set up by his chief officer as like a celebration. He invited Napoleon and a lot of his friends, I guess, to Paris for this park. They were going to do a rabbit hunt. Rabbit, a big delicacy at the time, so they were kind of hard to come by. So his chief officer rounded up all of these rabbits, I guess tame rabbits, to put them in this park for this rabbit hunt for Napoleon, who was supposed to be the star of the show. They were caged, and then they released all of these 3,000 rabbits, but they did not run away from the hunters. They actually descended on Napoleon. He ran away. He locked himself inside a carriage. I guess a few hung on to his body. Reports of people that were there, they say the rabbits attacked him with a, quote, unspeakable frenzy, climbing up his legs and into his arms. The rabbits had the last laugh here because Napoleon ended up leaving, and the hunt did not happen for the humans. I think it did happen for the rabbits, and it sounds like they were pretty successful in that. All right, here's a look at the brain twister question for tomorrow. Do you know this one? Which mammal can hold their breath the longest? Do you think it is A, elephant seals, B, beavers, C, sloths, or D, dolphins? Let me know your guess. You can do that at aroundtheozarks.com. There you will also find up to the minute weather information all day long. So I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Today, a wintry mix. It will be cold today, but very minimal impact from the winter weather that we're seeing. The impact system could happen next week. Again, that's Monday and Tuesday. Heavy rain in the forecast for Monday. It transitions to wintry weather for Tuesday. So I encourage you to check back with the forecast at the website all weekend long for updated details. We'll, of course, be talking about that winter storm early next week. And the plan now, just prepare for some snowfall by Tuesday. A few inches possible, especially in our northern counties. That's what we're talking about right now. Impacts are going to be possible, and we'll be tracking that one all weekend long. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and thanks so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather.